While week 18 meant a lot for other teams around the NFL, specifically the Denver Broncos, who needed to win this football game to make it into the postseason, not so much for the Kansas City Chiefs as they were drubbed by those same Denver Broncos. This was a showcase. They wanted to get eyes on some of their young players, specifically on the defense, a little bit on the offensive line, and then this guy right here. No, not Carson Wentz, the quarterback, who really couldn't do much in this game. DJ Humphries. This was pretty much an audition for him. Is he going to be able to start at left tackle in the postseason? Is it going to make their offense that much better than we've seen over the last month and a half? But also some of these young players, Kingsley Suamataia at left guard and Hunter Norzad at center. While maybe center might not be the best spot for him going forward, there were some really nice flashes from him this football game. And we are going to focus on those three players, sprinkle in a little Nico Remigio here on RGR. Welcome in, everybody. This is RGR Football. My name is Daniel Harms, senior film analyst, and we are going to dive into some offensive line play today. And like I said, sprinkle in a little bit of Nico Remigio just to give you guys a little bit of a showcase of what the new return man is going to do, possibly giving him an opportunity to make that roster next year as the last man with his experience as a returner. So if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that sub button right now and allow me to earn a like from you guys as we dive into the tape from some of these players, and specifically a lot of DJ Humphries, because much like for the Chiefs organization, we want to get eyes on him. As I'm watching the game live, I didn't see a ton from him to suggest that he should be the left tackle going into the postseason. But when you think about the situation that the Chiefs are in, one, you have that opportunity, right, to say, well, if he showcases well here in the week 18, he gets another week plus off. How is his body going to react? We're going to get to see one half, two halves, get an idea of what he looks like, and then ask him how his body is going to react. They got one series with the starting interior offensive line. Nice, again, just blocked down, but watch how he's going to line up his block to the next level. So here, again, Joe Thuney, you also get a little help from Creed Humphrey to allow him to take that block over, and then DJ comes down, drives on, and then he's looking for the block. So he initially looked right here, looked at number 6 to see where he was. He's not going to be able to get off the block to get to him. So instead, eyes come down to number 55. Obviously, they don't get a big run here because they intentionally don't block the defensive end, Nick Bonito, here, but he's going to come free regardless. This is a 5-yard gain. This is what the Chiefs want. They want 5, 6, 7 yards on any given run play, because that keeps their offense on the field, and it gets them into, they can throw it or they can run it on second down situation. That's what they really want to be. And so here, a 5-yard gain is exactly what they're looking for, but you just want to see how he lines up that block. He was looking for number 6 initially, comes off of it to number 55, and he goes that direction. So all in all, I think that he's done a very good job. Once again, getting to the second level is going to be a very important part, specifically if you see fronts like this where you have this wide player out here, because the Chiefs do want to get the tight ends on the field. Nice job. Another 5-yard run from Carson Steele. But watch Kingsley here. Does a nice job of getting over on number 97. So he blocks right here, right? This is just a zone play. So you have this outside zone look where you have Carson Steele, and then you have an RPO look to the left-hand side, because you never really know. Carson Steele, again, Carson Wentz looking this way. And he could rip that ball out and throw it. But this is what you want to see. So Kingsley's going to do a nice job again. When he sees this defensive tackle right here is actually going to look, right? He looks initially here, looks for the running back. He knows that he comes across the body, so he's going to start shifting this way. Nice job from Kingsley to take him where he wants to go. He's going to come off that way, and he's going to block down there as well. And Humphries, again, nice job here, getting on that outside shoulder with the movement. So Carson cuts back across. He doesn't have that explosion to really get to the next level, as we know, because that's not his game. He is a 2, 3, 5-yard grinder in this type of offense, but cuts back across there. DJ and Kingsley do a nice job on this play. So running, I think those two do a nice job. I think that when we see DJ Humphries next to a guy like Joe Thuney, it's going to be a much more impactful running offensive line if they can get to that left side, if he's going to be the starter there. So all in all, as a run blocker, I think he was perfectly fine. You see some blocking, there's a little bit of pad level stuff, but overall I think he played very well in the run block. But we want to get eyes on him as a pass protector, right? The big thing, Patrick Mahomes. Protect Patrick Mahomes. He's been on his back a ton this year, not just sacks, but taking a lot of hits. And what I want to really look at is his pass set, that drive catch technique. So for a left tackle, your drive catch is the inside foot. So driving off that right foot and landing, catching with your back foot. So he's going to drive off this way, this direction, and then catch again with his back foot out here. That's what's called. It's what Andy Heck has taught for in terms of technique. So just watch the comfortability, how smooth it was right there. He does have a little bit of like upward, right? Like it's you're trying to really get back sometimes. So you'll see a little bit of backward lean, but right here he kind of centers himself. He's got good hand carriage. All hands here on deck. Nice job keeping them level, not too low, not too high, so they're easy to swipe away at a drop of a hat. But overall, good hand carriage, and this is what I like to see here. I don't always want to see two hands being attacked up like this and moving, but he does a nice job locating both on the elbows there. And then he's able to lift up right there. So all in all, that's a good position to be in. And the most important part is how do you relocate right there? Hands come down from the pass rusher. His hands go right to the shoulders. That's a good relocation. So you get all of that in one motion. He lifts up and then relocates. So good pass set, good patience, good hand carriage. And then I'd like to see just a jab first and keep that inside hand free, but good lift. And then he's able to get through that block right there to prevent the rusher from getting back. And then from here, we're going to go to the very first set, or the very first pass where the interior offensive line changed out. We're going to see Kingsley and Hunter Norzad and CJ Hansen on the interior with DJ Humphries at tackle. So pay attention to two players right here. It is DJ and Kingsley. This was Kingsley's worst rep, in my opinion, losing very, very quickly. Luckily, they get that penalty right there. But the reason is I think that first play, he's a little juiced up. He wants to make something happen. So he comes in and he attacks aggressively this player right here, right? If you can get hands on him first, maybe you could stall, but he sees it coming far too quickly and he throws those hands aside and cuts over across the face of Kingsley, and then boom, it's over. So sometimes being too overly eager and being aggressive can put you in a poor position. We've seen that with these younger tackles this season with Wanya Morris and Kingsley to an extent. So just want to showcase, that side of it, but also looking at what DJ Humphries with his pass set is really doing. And this is, again, against Nick Bonito, a guy who's really had a season in terms of coming on late and having big production. He's a fast speed rusher guy, use speed to power as well, and he's really started to come into his own. Right here, he's looking to go through the inside right there, but nothing doing there. So just keep an eye on some of the interior stuff there. Again, DJ Humphries with a good pass set, good hands, and then overall a little overly eager from there. Also, you got Hunter Norzad on the inside doing a nice job against another pass rusher. So just continuing to watch some of these young players with DJ in there, I think is a really good showcase for what they're able to do and how I think Kingsley bounced back after that very first rep. But we're going to keep seeing what he does there. This is one of the more important things that I want to showcase from DJ, because while I think everyone, Wanya Morris and Kingsley Suamati at tackle, have showcased that they don't stay in front of their rushers a lot, and that's part of the reason why Patrick was on the ground so much. The rushers were able to detach so quickly inside or outside from them. Now, we also saw when you get chip help, sometimes they were unable to get back to the inside. So you're going to get Samaje Perine here coming to the outside and giving DJ Humphries a little bit of help there. But also when they motion when they motion Nico Remigio out here, what that does is it creates a more narrow path, right? So it gives him the illusion that I have to come down this corridor here or go inside. So not necessarily able to go all the way around like he wants to, but just creates that illusion of a corridor almost. So they bring him over, and then he is coming down that corridor, and then he gets another player right here. He's going to give him chip help on the outside, but look, he's staying square. He's going to kind of overcommit a little bit to that inside right there. He turns his shoulders too much, just a little bit, but watch how he corrects himself. He's going to attach to Nick Bonito and then move his hips and his shoulders with him with the chip help there. So having that awareness to, again, stay in front of the rusher, but understand that my shoulders are turned too far to the sideline. I need to course correct using his hands and the rush path of the rusher to actually put him back in the right position to stay in front is a really good showcase of the athleticism. And I think the natural understanding of where he is at this point in his career, of why, if he's healthy and ready to go and he can continue to play with this type of athleticism and where wherewithal about what he's doing on the field, of why his upside can make the Chiefs offensive line that much better. So understanding he's got the chip help out there, but also we have different angles. If he's going to come back to the inside, I need to use his momentum to take me back there as well. So really nice job from DJ Humphries there to be able to do that on that play. Right here, this is just more of his physical nature, right? They are going to bring help to the outside with Carson Steele. He doesn't actually touch the rusher, though. So initially, we get the outside. We're trying to go speed to power. You can really tell because he's trying to gain that speed up the arc here. He's going to put that right foot in the dirt and try to go right through DJ Humphries. And instead, he catches him right here with that outside. And then he's a little bit bent over, right? You can kind of see initially his left shoulder was down. He brings it up while the rusher is in his chest, and then he throws him into the ground with his own momentum. Because of the way that he can still move with his feet attached, I think when he's fresh and ready to go, you see some of that athleticism. And then again, trying to stay as square with the rusher as he can, because if you do that, it creates lesser angles, right? It creates fewer angles for them to really take advantage of. And then when you catch them like this, you can use that momentum against him because he is that much bigger than Nick Bonito. And then you have, Carson Wentz just taking a sack anyway, because that's what he wanted to do in this game. So gotta throw the ball away sometimes. But overall, nice job here from Kingsley staying in front, using that two-leg hop. Unfortunately, he gets a guy pile driving into his legs, the back of his legs. Glad to see that he was okay there. So getting those hips underneath, making sure you're not over lunging, but also having that athleticism to get your hips back in the right position and change your body positioning with that rusher is really what was showcased for DJ Humphries in this game. Now, it wasn't all smooth. We know that everyone's going to have some reps that are wins and losses. Specifically to DJ Humphries, a lot of those happened in the second half of the game. Felt like there was a much better understanding of how to rush against him. And when you're able to take advantage of speed, I think that's where you're going to see DJ and still is not at the forefront of his powers. Let's say speed to power, he can absorb the power. Try to go through him, he can get there. If he can get hands on first, he's going to be able to take some of those encounters. But right here, this rusher does a really nice job of taking advantage of DJ Humphries a little bit, trying to see his feet just kind of stop moving, and he just takes up under the arc and he wins right there. When you're trying to jab, sometimes your feet stop. So right here again, you're going to see DJ get into his drop. That's fine. That's fine right here. So he's going to try to use this outside hand, to jab at one of the shoulders, but his foot doesn't stop or doesn't continue to go backward this way. So he's going to kind of step into the jab right there. And then it creates that, okay, swipe the hand away. You're not going to hit me, and I can come around this arc here. So it's a difficult thing to do, to continue to move backward when you're trying to jab, right? It's natural to kind of want to step into that sort of motion. So just a little here and there. You're not going to win every rep, but I think this was another showcasing of sometimes your feet can get out of whack at times, and especially when you're trying to drive into it, it's got to be on that back foot, not take a half step and step into it. It has to be timed properly with that back step so you can have a good anchor with it and still drive with that power. And unfortunately for him, speed is going to be his nemesis. I still don't think getting out to the his spot before some of these speed rushers is going to be a strength of his. And they really took advantage of that in the second half. This is also just a really good move from Nick Bonito. I want to showcase it because this is not something he could have prevented. I don't think this is something that DJ Humphries was going to be able to stop. This is just a really fantastic ghost move right there. Boom. Bye. Round him. This is the kind of speed rush that I didn't think that Nick Bonito would be able to bring to the fold, to be very honest with you, when he came out. So seeing this from him is just a showcase of how he's developed. But this is Von Miller-esque, funny enough, played for Denver. Watch what he's going to do. Flash that inside hand, just flash like he's going to run to him, and then whoop, bye. That's not something DJ could have stopped. So really fantastic rush from Nick Bonito. Nothing you can really do about that one. So all in all, I think what we've seen from DJ Humphries is speed, quickness are going to get the better of him at times. Here's another one of those later in the football game where he gets beat with the spin move. But I want you to watch both of these players at tackle right now with Wanya Morris here on the outside and and Humphries here. There's two very distinct differences about how they lose, quote unquote, lose their reps initially. There's a big gap, big B gap for DJ Humphries, right? So we're going to see him try to get to his spot first, right? He wants to get out there and be in front of the rusher. And then you've got Wanya Morris, who's not really doing a 45. He's kind of halfway in between an aggressive set and a 45-degree set. So he's going towards the rusher and, again, creating an easier angle for him to get around. And then again, on the opposite side, you've got a big B gap here, a really big B gap. And that's DJ trying to get out here. 92 knows that, and he's going to kind of lean into it, come right here, boom, and then back around. So both players initially lose that rep, right, because of the differences in which which they use their pass set to be a little bit more to that 45. Stay in front of your rusher, you'll have a better chance to succeed. It's more about technique, getting into your pass set, being patient, getting your hand carriage right. You're going to give yourself a really good chance to win these encounters. But unfortunately for both of them, I mean, Wanya Morris is eventually able to kind of get in front of him with his athleticism, and also Oladokun getting out of the pocket to create some of that havoc. But all in all, pretty nice. I would say a pretty good day from DJ Humphries. I'll give my closing thoughts as what I think they're going to end up doing at the end here. But Nourzad was excellent in this football game. If you guys are paying attention, I wasn't like shining a ton of light on him the whole time because I wanted to showcase DJ Humphries. But here, there's a clip on my Twitter page of him in the run game being really good in that outside zone type of feel where he's able to push guys down vertically and then get up to the next level and move guys around. But he is a very, very good blocker. This is just showing him being able to sort through some of those stunts where we've seen the Chiefs struggle at times when they've got other players in at guard. I don't think center is going to be where he plays. I think he's going to be a guard. I think they wanted to get another, get an idea of maybe they can move Creed Humphrey to guard if they really needed to, in case you don't have a guy like Trey Smith next year. I think Nourzad could probably play guard pretty well, specifically with his eyes, right? Nice job here, again, keeping eyes inside and then seeing that player come around. Kingsley spot, Hansen handled it well too. So the interior here does a nice job handling that. Those stunts are coming across, guys moving around and passing off and being able to take care of that. So it was nice to see that. Unfortunately, this ball's in the ground and Nico Remigio can't catch it. And then we have this fantastic route from Nico Remigio in the slot right here. This is what you want players to be able to do. So you've got outside leverage and you're running an outside route. What that means, again, outside leverage does mean this DB is lined up a shade outside of where Nico Remigio is lined up. So he's playing to open to the middle of the field, but he squares up, again, opens to the middle, and that's exactly where he wants. He's going to take him to the middle of the field, break down, and get to the outside, and then really nice ball location here from Carson Wentz. So there are some route running tactics and tools from Nico, who had his best game professionally. I think in terms of this being a real game, Nico played fantastic and had some drops here and there, but also aided by some inaccurate balls from Carson Wentz, who did not have the best game. So again, looking at the offensive line, Kingsley, Nourzad, DJ Humphries, they did a really good job, I think, for the most part. They were unable to get sustained success because, Carson Wentz holding on to the football. I also think that CJ Hansen had a pretty poor outing. He was beat multiple times in this football game, but this right here, really nice located football, nice catch from Nico Remigio to close out one of his only real performances as a professional, not in the preseason. So there's some good things coming from, I think, these young players. Nico is going to be, in my opinion, the return man next year. Makes it so you don't have to bring back, unfortunately, all the time injured McCole Hardman. Hopefully he can get out there and do something for another team or keep his career going. But you've got options now along the offensive line. They don't have to pay Trey Smith. Now, I know a lot of you will say, well, he's been fantastic. He's had a career year. Yes, he has. It's also a contract year for him. So he's going to play much better. He's going to get some of that attention. He's going to get paid on the open market. There are some in-house options. I think you might be able to sell yourself on Kingsley if you don't think he can play left tackle next year. But I want to see him at left tackle first. I think that this game, while it was at guard, allowing him to come back and then really rebound from that opening snap he had was a good showcase, the mental side that he needed to clean up. DJ Humphries, let's talk about him. Yes, I think that the first half of this game, he was pretty good, played very well. He was getting more comfortable in his pass sets. And then in the second half, they took advantage of some speed around the edge. So that's just something to look forward to in terms of if he is the starter. I do think after we saw this, moving Joe Thuney back to left guard and keeping DJ Humphries as the starter at left tackle makes the most sense because you can always go back to Joe at left tackle. So let's start with DJ Humphries, who again looked healthier. He looked more comfortable at tackle, and you can move Joe out if you absolutely need to, if it's not working out. So I initially didn't think it was going to be that way, but I think for the opening round of the postseason for the Chiefs in the divisional round against whoever it is, you will see DJ Humphries at left tackle and Joe Thuney at left guard. So I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown of these offensive players, young players, and then DJ Humphries getting his feet back under him. And please, if you guys are new to the channel, hit that sub button. It really does help us out as we are trying to grow Rogue Nation here. This is what I do every single Wednesday. I break down tape for the Chiefs. Tomorrow, Gary will be back with another video of his. Ryan and I will not be there on Friday for a game plan. Maybe we'll have something for you guys later in the week, but we will have a live stream this weekend as we get ready, probably on Sunday, to talk about Chiefs versus whoever it is that they're going to play in the divisional round. So I hope you guys have yourselves a great rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of the week and this bye week for the Chiefs, and then get ready for postseason football. I'll see you guys next time.